This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, your Irons. What is going on? I don't know. Andy, do you know what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, mate, but that intro gets better and better every time I listen to it. I'm just like, go.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
I tell you what, mate, this is gonna get more views than TalkSport. We're taking over Jim White at 10 o'clock on a weekday.
We are taking over Jim White. Hold on, West Ham Unofficial. Welcome to the show. Oh, come on then. Let's set a like target. Andy, set a like target.
34.
34. There we go. That is certainly a weird and wonderful number. Let's see whether we can get that. We're currently on 4, so we need 30. Simple as 30 likes. People watching, smash that like button. Let's see who's in the chat. James was in nice and early, saying, I don't believe it's Moyes. Any manager would want to strengthen the squad. All about the owners. Gazza's in as well. Gazza, hope you are well. Right then, let's get straight on in with it. Let's not beat around the bush, Andy. We're 3 days until the season starts. We haven't signed an outfield player.
Yeah, but there's still today and tomorrow. No, I feel everyone's frustration, mate. Everyone's frustration. But I said it on Daya's show. I said it on Forward from Mine. I think I've said it on here a few times. There is still a long way to go until the window shuts. And in my opinion, if clubs, it could be our advantage as well with some clubs. If they want to sell, they may lower the asking price. And I think that's why David Sullivan gets his reputation from, like Lingard on the last day. If we put a bid in and the club really need the money, then we will. But Milenkovic, where do we start with Milenkovic, Jake? Where do we start?
Well, we've got different sources saying it's off. We've got Daya still saying anything. Daya says he's not an ITK, but he says that anything can happen, but he still thinks it's on. You've got Italian news outlets saying it's on, going to be announced in the next few hours. This is a West Ham transfer window, Andy. Let's not do anything else. This is a West Ham transfer window. We've got one person saying one thing, one person saying the other. We need a centre back. We need a striker.
I think it's happening. My gut feeling, it's happening. At the end of the day, I said it on Daya's show as well. If this agent's asking for if Milenkovic wants to move, he can quite easily tell the agent to do one. To be perfectly honest, I didn't realise as well. I don't know whether you see it. I didn't realise you can be an agent every 2 years. It has to be changed. I didn't realise that.
Really?
Daya mentioned it yesterday on his show, which surprised me as well. So, obviously, I think it will be done, but will it be done by Sunday? Probably not, because I think it's 12:30 tomorrow. It needs to be done for them to have any chance to be in any squad. But
to be honest with you, even if they sign right this second now, they're not going to do anything on Sunday, are they?
No, they're not. They're not. Well, as far as I'm aware, the only injury is Winston Reid. We've got a fully fit squad. I can't remember the last time we had a fully fit squad in God knows how long. So I'm not worried. I would be worried if we had a couple of injuries and we can't, but I can't remember who said it. I'm more worried about the striker position more than the defence at the minute. Because if Antonio pulls up tomorrow, we've got no plan B at the moment.
Yeah, That is the scary thing. Let's have a look in the chat and see what people are saying. Oscar, I forgot to reply to your comment, so I will answer it now. Do you still think Origi is going to sign, or are the owners not buying anyone because ultimately they're going to sell the club? Your comment you put earlier about is Origi happening? I haven't had an update from Steve this morning because he didn't finish his show till about 2:30 yesterday. I don't expect, but I'll try and get an update of Origi out of him for you today, Oscar. He keeps saying that it's 92%. Apparently,
93% last night.
93%. This is what they are saying. He's not an ITK. It's speculation, and he is saying that possibly this could happen. See, here's an interesting point. Gaza says, "I'm hearing we were in advanced talks with SEMA. I don't know what to believe. I've not seen this. Andy, have you seen that? That's news to me."
I've seen a couple of people, an article come out last night that it was, so I don't know. They wanted 25 million or between 25 and 50, the last I heard, so I don't know.
25 and 50 million, they wouldn't say that, I don't think. 25 to 50 is such a broad... a broad estimation. You'd go like 25 to 30, 35 to 40. You wouldn't go 25 to 50, would you, really?
No, I think Abraham, mate. I know he went to Chelsea and he didn't play yesterday, but I still think Abraham's coming.
I'd love Abraham. I really would. I would love to see Abraham. James says, it's disgraceful that we're 3 days from the start of the season. Hopefully we're going to bring some players in. Hopefully. And I mean, let's just hope nothing happens injury wise on Sunday at St James's Park. The disabled team is in as always. Hope you are well. Peter, new name, subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you're well, Peter. In a normal season, it would be a disgrace, but now we have the League and Europa League, and no new signings is simply a disgrace. There's a lot of frustration in this fan base at the moment, and I could have told you at the end of the season that this would have happened. Not been smug or anything. It's just the West Ham way, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I was expecting us to have signings, but free transfers. That's what I was expecting.
Loans with option to buy. We are loans with option to buy FC.
Yeah, exactly. But like with Mr. Trick, I'm not saying Andros Townsend's like first choice, but he's gone to Everton. Like he would have been he's got European experience. I'm not saying he's first choice, but to have someone as a backup as a winger, because our best mate, Jake, I don't want him anywhere near the football club. And if Townsend comes in my opinion, he would have stepped up the order. I'm just giving him as an example. I'm not saying we should have went out and got him, but yeah. There's still so many free agents. Let's have a bet. It's not on Sky Bet, but let's have a bet. Andy Carroll signs before the end of the window. Come on. Andy Carroll. Andy, behave.
Oh dear. Honestly, it is it's frustration that's around the fan base. It is, and I can understand it, guys. This is Ogbonna fit. Now, this is the thing I like at the moment. Not that he's not fit, but we have not got a clue. No one's said anything. No one's leaked anything. No one's had the chance to leak anything because they haven't been told anything. He could start for all we know. He was in the press, media, whatever it's called, training pictures. Your guess is as good as mine on that. I have no idea. The fan base has no idea, Andy, about Ogbonna.
Yeah, no, that's good, mate. It is good because if we don't know, Newcastle don't know. I think the opposite. I think years ago the opposition knew the first team before even we did. So like it's I'm not panicking yet, but if Ogbonna's not fit, I think we will play a back three, and I think it will be Diop, Dawson, and Creswell just to have that left footer to deal with it. And with people say he is, people say he isn't, but I still think St. Maximin and Wilson are going to play, and I just hope we get that smug look off that bloke's face. To be perfectly honest, but. Yeah. Obviously, you're going up there. Very lucky. I'm really gutted. Like I said off air, I could have went now, and I can't now. And I think we're still going to get the 3 points because our first 11 is better than anyone's, but better than Newcastle's.
Yeah. You made a good point there that reminded me of what Frank McAvaney said a couple of weeks ago with Julian Dix's penalties. If he doesn't know where it's going, then the opposition doesn't know where it's going, and just like what David Moyes has been doing with with injuries and stuff like this, he's almost shutting the door to these sources, I think, personally. James says there's a 50 million buyout clause on Abdullah Seema. Hammerhead says opinions on Belotti. Andy? 14 million quid's a steal, though, isn't it? If we could get
he is a steal, but he's not out. He'll have to play with a 2. Yeah. He can't play up front on his own. But you never know. Europa League, will we play with it? We just don't know what Moyes has got up his plans. But the Premier League is different. But he was probably Italy's one of outstanding players in the Euros, so I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, and I think he's a classic Italian. Almost like, would you say he reminds you of like Chicharito in a way, like a quick, small, like in a way.
He reminds me a lot of Chicharito. That's probably the best example. But I think he's just got a bit more of aggression about him.
Yes,
that's the only difference.
Jazz, I hope you are well. Let's have a look here. Trev Tube, morning all. Good news soon, please. I did think that's what we're all saying, Trev. To be honest, the disabled team says people are panicking. So when something gets said, we believe it because we desperately want something to happen. Yeah, we do desperately want something to happen. I tell you. James says. So let me ask you this: sixth in the Europa League, money 180 million. Where's the money? I think that's what a lot of people are asking, Andy. You know. 20 million quid on Sebastian Haller, all of this money, Europa League money, all of the money. We spent £6 million last year. Where is the money?
Well, yeah,
and where are the players?
So you start from like last summer though, mate. It's like Dean Garner went, it'll be used to invest in January. Yeah, Haller went, that's going to be used. £30 million on a striker. That was in January. No, Moyes' target's not available. Who was Moyes' target? In my opinion, it was Tammy Abraham, but I think Chelsea were probably asking too much. But there's nothing. But the way I see it now is, I think Lingard's coming in. I do.
I hope so.
I think Lingard's coming in, but we need I'm going to put it out there now. I still think Milenkovic, Oxlade-Chamberlain on loan, Lingard buy, and Abraham, but not until the window shuts.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch this. I can't understand how people are still saying that they don't want Jesse Lingard. I cannot understand it. Can you?
No. For what he done last season, I'm not saying it was because of him. And people say, oh, maybe if we got a striker, we would have got Champions League. Blah blah blah. But what Lingard done, don't get me wrong, he did have a few off games, but everyone had few off games last year. He's got that relationship with Declan Rice. He's loved, and this could be. Benrahma's had such a great pre-season, but the way Benrahma is at the minute, no disrespect to him, he's got no competition, so that slots his. So if Lingard comes in again, in my opinion, Benrahma's still ahead of Lingard at the moment in the starting 11 because of how he's done in pre-season. So
here's a question then. So if Lingard and Benrahma come in, do you forfeit either Fornals or Bowen on each side to put either Benrahma on the left and then Lingard in the middle and take Fornals out or Bowen out? Would you do that?
Depends who we're playing, mate.
Who we're playing, yeah.
If we're playing like a Norwich at home, I can see them all starting, and that'll be breathtaking. But the one thing what I will say is Lingard adapts, and Lingard does track back, so you could see it happening. But in my opinion, Fornals is probably the first name on one of the first names on the team sheet every week, and I love him. I love him.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Josh Newnham as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Come on, guys. Let's hit the like. Let's get the likes up.
I haven't liked it yet.
34. Andy said the target is 34 likes. We've got 39 people watching. There's no excuses. 39 people watching. Let's get to that 34 likes, as Andy said. Let's get up there. Josh says, it just baffles me that we have one striker who's a converted right back, yet we spent 2 weeks prioritising a centre back. Yeah, Andy, I can almost in a way understand it, but in my head, I can't understand why we are prioritising a centre back over a striker. In my head,
we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, though, mate. Like you said, like, do we want it in? When the leaks come out, we're happy because we're linked to everyone, and then when it's quiet, we're frustrated. So that's why I'm still being optimistic. I still think Origi will come in as well, or that'll be the. I like him. He's got European experience, and I think James said it. I think me and Gates have said it. Dukes. He will smash Europa League.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to him, he will smash it, and he will score. He probably could be up there as the top goal scorers. That's how much faith I have in him. So I'm happy. Like I said, not panicking.
Indeed. Let's take some more comments. James says we're supposed to have 80 million and we're stalling on a 14 million pound deal. As Andy said, though, James, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It might be nothing. But the one thing that caught my eye, I think it was Sky Sports, David Moyes did an interview saying, I am trying to bring players in. So maybe are we seeing this again? David Sullivan is stalling these signings.
Yeah, no, I don't think Moyes is. At all. It's the agents, like I said. Milenkovic in the last year of his contract. We've got a few others. I'm not panicking. Moyes will want the players, but Moyes is not going to take William Palista, for example, or Mido or Benny McCarthy. It's players who he wants, and I said it on Daya's show. If we don't get who Moyes wants and players don't come through, I guarantee by the 2nd of September, David Moyes won't be West Ham manager. He'll walk.
He will walk, yeah, because he must have been brought back to West Ham on a promise that he has control. He would have been in a way silly to come back to West Ham after being sacked. He would have been silly to come back and say, we're going to just try the same again. He must have stamped his authority, and he's got to stamp his authority now, in my opinion. Wrong comment. Jazz, we'll come back to that in just a second. Oscar says, It just shows that you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. A couple of days ago, Tammy had signed for Roma and was on a plane to Italy. And then last night, he was on the bench for the Super Cup final thingy-majiggy. So, I agree,
did you watch the celebrations?
I didn't, no.
Right, so obviously, about the subs. Obviously, Kepa come on, he was the hero. But you see, like, them all jumping. And then Tammy Abraham was literally just, like, jumping like that. Like, so he was like, why am I here? I thought that was hilarious. But, yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Trev Tube says, hi, guys, all good, thanks, hope you're well. Just in need of some positive transfer news. Something odd is going on. Perhaps they want a mad deadline day for best value deals. Something is going on, Trev Tube. Now, that's not an ITK statement. I believe that something will happen on transfer deadline day, and it's going to be an interesting live stream. Whoever's going to do the live stream, it's going to be an interesting night. I think. Hammer says, what about Adam Horzczek? I can't pronounce his name still, but that seems to have gone quiet on that sense. I don't know, Andy.
Good player, mate. Very good player, but like I said, I think we've been linked with more people than anything, and this is probably the worst window we have been. To be honest, the strikers that we have been linked with, I'll take any one of them. They know where the goal is, and we need the cover. But indeed. I'm actually off work on transfer deadline day. I'm off that week.
Andy's doing the whole day live stream. He's going to be on from 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock at night. Jim White is here.
Yeah. So on Forged from Iron, this is an exclusive because no one else knows this. On Forged from Iron, all day on Tuesday, I'm going to be live.
What, on deadline day?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm sure you'll get some help along the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Brilliant. And we've lost Andy there. We'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Let me just see what's to come on West Ham Unofficial. We'll get Andy back in a second. This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, your Irons.
Sorry.
It's all right. That's all right. That's right. No worries.
Me and I closed the wrong tab. Sorry, people.
The reason I had to play that video is there because I can't be on the stream at once, otherwise YouTube will ban me.
Yeah, that was a
So
quick
that's why you had
reaction.
to watch
No,
that
I'm sorry. That was a quick reaction. They can wait.
Brilliant. Right then, let's take some comments. Let's scroll up. Let's see what Jazz has to say. Jazz says, "If we were skint, then why have we not gone in for Bertrand or any of the 20-30 good free transfers that are offered? Louise, Ayew, Boateng, Van Aanholt. It's a good shout. But just nothing seems to be happening, and it's worrying me. Guys, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button. There's currently 42 people watching. Let's get up to the 34 likes that Andy wants.
Come on, 34. Come on.
That's not much to ask for. Antos, I hope you are. I hope you are well. Trev Tube says it has gone quite on Hull's check. I think Moyes thinks it's too soon for him. Personally, I would take him 100%. Huge potential and check connection. I agree. Jess says Lingard won't be coming. I feel because looks like Ben Rama will play in that position. Steven says we're a laughing stock. Anthos says. And that says the only thing we're signing, lads, are a pair of Messi's old boots. Oh dear. Just as Lingard form suffered a bit when Antonio kept coming in and out of the team. It's a good point actually. Josh says, I hope we don't spend all of our time to get Lingard and then we have no time left to get a striker. This is what people are getting a little bit more worried about. Is Moyes putting his eggs all in one basket, whether it's Lingard, whether it's Milenkovic, Andy?
I don't know, mate. I really don't know. It's still a long way to go. The striker is definitely coming in. Who it is, I don't know. But Milenkovic will be done by Monday, in my opinion.
Hopefully. Gaza says teams like Leicester will be looking at Lingard, and if Leicester get their hands on on a transfer rumour, they don't hang about, do they, Andy?
No, Vestergaard obviously, I don't know if he's signed yet or they've agreed terms. See, the thing what worries me is I sort of said it on. It'll be a big mistake, like because you never know what will happen. Say, for example, if Milenkovic is agent fees and we're not agreed to it, Southampton will have that money and Southampton will pay that because they'll need a centre. We're a bigger club than Southampton, but if they want to sell, it could even go there.
Yeah, definitely. Josh says I'd take any striker at this point. The problem is David Moyes won't. David Moyes will make sure he handpicks the one player he wants. James says Fornals is not an attacking threat. He covers for Creswell because Creswell gets overran. I think this season we will see more of the attacking side of Pablo Fornals, in my opinion. Jess says, I'd rather use Lingard money on a centre back, left back, striker, right back, CDM. Possible. Maybe David Moyes is trying to pick up these little gems again. Anthos says Moyes is managing our reserve keepers to play as strikers. Morning, everyone. Go on.
Yeah, no, I agree with whatever, but the problem is now, Jake, is the championship of like we've picked up Bowen and stuff like that for decent money, but the championship clubs, because they know Premier League clubs will pay it, they're just putting the prices up because they need the money. So, like for example, a £10 million championship player, you're probably looking at 20 to 25 million. So I think abroad is the way to go.
Yeah, just as we need 2 centre backs and a striker, I'd flip that around and say we need a centre back and 2 strikers. But I'd take 3 players by the end of the season right now. That's for sure. Charlie Boy last spot with his head in an ice bucket ready for tonight. Charlie Boy will tonight be. Have I still got the image on air? I have. Charlie Boy will be eating one of these tonight. Carolina Reaper, the world's hottest chili for DT38, 7 p.m. tonight.
Have you got yogurt sauce? That's going to be the best thing to cool it down, I think.
It will be entertaining, that is for sure. And Thos says, I'm not panicking either. I just need to shrink. Josh says, we all thought the Areola deal would be the floodgates opening. How wrong were we? How wrong was I? I thought that was going to happen as well. I thought once one comes, they're going to flow. No. Here we go. Gaz says, Stuart Pearce was on TalkSport this morning, and he said they're working hard on bringing players in. The words of our owners. Well, I hope they're working on bringing players in, because David Moyes says he wants to bring players in. I hope they do. The disabled team says, I don't think Sully can step back. He thinks he's doing what's best for his pocket. Yeah, I agree on that. I agree. Here's a question then, and the comments are just skipped. James says, how much money do you expect us to spend in this window? Or how many players do you expect us to bring in for how much money by the end of the window, Andy?
So let's think. I reckon 27 million for Abraham plus add-ons, and I reckon we'll be able to play that elsewhere. Let's just say 15 million for the. I reckon we'll still spend about 55.
I hope so. Put your yellow tie on for Tuesday. Put your yellow tie on.
I'm going to wear a suit. I'm going to wear a suit. I'm going to have my iPad, earpiece, and have my phone like that. Breaking news, and then I'll be like Jim.
What you should do is you could do what they do, because they pan the camera, and so you should move your laptop around a bit, and then you dive into the seat. Hello and welcome to Fortune Ryan's Deadline Day Stream. We're here all day.
Yeah, and you know what? If I do it all day, I will raise some money, because obviously I'm doing it. Any super chats or donations, if anyone could do it for Dylan or Isla, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Trev Tube says, yes, Andy, live reporting on Deadline Day. It could be stressful but exciting.
To buy a West Ham tyre. I'm going to buy a West Ham tyre.
There we go. Sounds good. Let's take the final comments then. Jazz says, apparently the hotel manager, Milenkovic, and his team were staying suddenly checked out last night. Oh, Jazz, don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah. Oh, dear. They all checked out last night. All of them. They're gone. They're back to Italy. Jay Wood says, we are like snails trying to get transfer business done. Yeah, right then. Just one thing to finish off then. There's lots of players that we were linked with either in January or in this transfer window going elsewhere, isn't there, Andy? Shall I just reel some off? Bertrand, Daka, Firpo, Armstrong, Ings. That's 5. Who else is there? I mean, we were linked with Vestergaard for a couple of days. Vestergaard's gone.
I've actually lost. There's so many, mate. There's so many who we've missed out on.
We've lost Dia as well. Dia's gone to Villarreal. There's just so many players that we're just losing on. Maybe they were false. Maybe David Moyes, went, actually, put them to the side. I don't like them, but not all of them. Especially, we need. James says it. We need a left back at this football club and Junior Firpo.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit more research, because I know we're going to Clive. Yeah, if in my opinion, if we don't get a striker, I would test Brentford's buttons on the last day of the window and put a bid in for Tony.
Put a big bid in. Just put the money on the table
and be like, here, have that. Have Winston Reid as well. Yeah,
have him. Yeah, have Yarmolenko as well. Clive will like him. Just have him. Take him as well. Right then. Anything final you would like to add? But before, Andy, just want to think of something. Come on, lads, let's get the likes up. 34 we want. There's 50 people watching. We need another a 3 and a 4. We need 7 likes. 7 likes to smash that like button.
Come on. And the one thing I will say is, I know is Twitter's a great place, people. Yeah, it's a great place. But just don't believe everything what comes out. I know it's hard to say, and we want players in, but I've made that mistake. I was very stressed at the start of the window because we haven't. But there's a long way to go, and don't panic yet. I know we want the players in, but in Moyes I trust. And if Moyes doesn't get what he wants, he's going. So I think they will. I think they will have to pick. So.
Yeah, I think we might have another guest coming on, so we're just going to hold on and take some more comments then. John says, but how many players that have we actually gone for were Moyes' genuine targets? That's what I'm saying. We see people like these Daka, Firpo. We don't actually know until, I don't know, David Moyes does an interview in 3 years' time where he's not at West Ham. We don't actually know bang on the money whether these were actual like people that we wanted to sign. Let's bring him in. Anton! Right, mate?
Anton's in the building. Anton's in the building. Rah, rah, rah.
Morning, how are we all? Milesy,
Not
Jakey
too
boy.
bad. Not too bad. Anton from the West Ham Network.
Oh, God.
I was only joking there. I was just trying to glitch. I was glitching.
Glitching. Yeah.
No, congratulations, mate. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, no, cheers, Milesy. It's good, mate. It's just about, listen, at the end of the day, you all know yourself because you're doing stuff, the content. It's a lot of work, and we all work as well. We've got our day jobs and we've got a family and stuff like that. So, teaming up with people makes sense because it means that it's less workload and stuff. So, yeah, it's good. But we also want to provide good content. And everyone's providing good content. It's not about being like that. It's just a good fit and it worked. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What's your thoughts, Anton? We're 3 days from the season kicking off and we haven't signed an outfield player.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I talk to a lot of my friends, obviously living up in Scotland. I'm unique up here by supporting West Ham and not having a Scottish team or anything like that. So it's always good to hear an outsider's point of view. And they don't really know the full ins and outs. They know the ins and outs at West Ham because I tell them. But when you say to them, listen, what's your thoughts on West Ham, Europa League? They're like, yeah, I'm a bit confused why you haven't strengthened. Like, you haven't really strengthened. And there's no ifs or buts about it. Like, I do think what I'm finding really intriguing is Moyes keeps saying he wants to strengthen, and he wants to strengthen with quality rather than quantity. But there seems to have been, there's a lot of players. Now, I don't know, I've said this many times, I don't know from all the players listed who's a genuine link or not.
Yeah.
But when there are players that look like they could fit the mould, and we do let them go, and other clubs are signing them up, like we have gone through a whole summer of not bringing an outfield player in to match, to help build, the rapport between the players, to have a full pre-season together. I got that the Euros were there, but I thought when the Euros were gone, I certainly thought by the start of August we would have had at least one outfield player in. If the Milenkovic deal collapses, and it is down to the agent fees, I mean, I'm hearing crazy numbers what that agent's looking for. I don't know how genuine it is, but there's talk that it's £7 million he's looking at. Then that's another player. That's absolutely crazy, and that is greedy, and that's greed. And I kind of, if that is true, I get why you would look somewhere else.
So if you had to give a percentage on Milenkovic coming, what's your percentage now, realistically?
5 to 10%.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not. Listen.
No. I'm just.
I am not in the know. I have no interest in being in the know. I don't care about it. It doesn't really massively bother me. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. If I really wanted to try and do it, I'd be pestering people left, right, and centre. I don't. However, by doing what we've done, built up some friendships and speaking to people, you start to get a little bit of information. And I'm not saying I want to do it, but I sometimes try and read between the lines as well. And I don't believe everything that we're told all the time. But yeah, it doesn't look great because I think it's the agent. I think the agent fees are holding everything. It seems to be the agent fees are holding everything back. So I think the player, who am I to tell you as West Ham fans what he thinks? It sounds like the player probably need a little bit of probing to come to the club. He's probably eventually agreed to come to the club. It sounds like the club has agreed the fee that they were happy with, but it sounds like the agents came in and gone, this is my fee or whatever. And because maybe because Milenkovic wasn't 100% sold on the deal, I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I've gone the opposite way now with Milenkovic. I don't think it will happen. And if it does, I do like him. I really hope he does come, but I just can't see how.
Let's bring James on. James, how are you?
Deflated, mate. If I'm honest, let's be honest. What is going on? Like, I don't understand why it's taking so long to get these deals over the line and stalling and dragging. And I understand with the agents' fees, if they're asking for stupid money, then yeah. But what's the alternative now? Because we're running out of players to sign, mate. If I'm honest, like if Milenkovic don't get done, where do we go next for a centre half?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't really believe the Zuma story, to be honest. I don't think that's happening, if I'm being completely honest with you. But there is no one else we've been linked to, unless there's something Moyes is working on that he's not told anybody about.
James, it was last night when I said it. I can still see Nat Phillips coming in. That's the one I can see.
Ain't a bad shout, you know. I think he's a decent player and he's young.
Because they've got Van Dijk, they've got Gomez, they've got Konate in now. He's pretty much fourth choice now, and he's 24. I think he may be in his last year.
I think he's fifth choice because we've got Matic.
Matip,
Yeah.
So no, I don't know about you boys, but he'll be a great addition.
I think he was the one that made the step up for Liverpool against West Ham at the London Stadium, wasn't it? And we were.
He's the one that got man of the match against us.
Yeah,
twice.
That was the game. That was the game that really disappointed me last season because that James, I know you were massive. I mean, we all were, but that game in particular because we were playing well and we basically we went back. It was like West Ham rewinded a season and basically went, there you go, just keep the score down, but there you go. We'll kind of forfeit the game rather than actually turning up to the game. And Liverpool were having terrible centre-half issues, and he stepped up, and to fair play to him, he had a fantastic game, like you said, James, man of the match. But listen, the other thing I'll say is nobody really knew Souček was coming in. Nobody really knew Soufal was coming in, which I like now. I like the fact that we don't know. It does. The young boy in me is a bit like, I'd like to know the transfer rumours. But literally, I don't think anyone really reported the likes of Souček and Soufal, and then who was the other one? Areola. When people were reporting Areola, he had actually signed the day before it had been reported. Because if you listen to his interview, he said it was all signed and sealed done yesterday. The video was done yesterday, and now I'm here doing my interview with you. So I was like, I quite like the fact that that's done. However, I am a little bit worried, not a little bit, maybe more than a little bit, that we've not brought strength and depth. And I don't know why. I would love to know why. Is it the statement they say? Is it Dinner and Dave? Or is it? No, I'm not just blaming him. I know we all know the board as well. We all know the board are there. But if David Moyes,
do you think the money's there, Anton? Do you think the money is really there?
I think worst case scenario, there's £15 million there to bring a player in. Right, so if you really wanted Milenkovic or a player at that price, then 70 or 80 million pound that was bandied about, probably not. Sounds like it's not. But I think if they wanted to strengthen and bring in.
But if this was a Salthouse player, this would have been done flipping 3 weeks ago. That's the problem. I no disrespect. I'm not saying that apparently this agent's been done for fraud, everything like that. If I was Milenkovic, if I want to move, I'd sack the agent. Sack him. Get another one. All they do is represent you. Do you know what I mean? If he really wants to move, sack the agent. Or am I thinking it's too easy?
I don't know about you, right? But I just find it very worrying that we're in the Europa League and we're struggling to get players through the door. Like, I understand it when people say like there's people getting bids done and all that, but we should have more than one player in the door at the start of the season. I've seen like Palace. Well, I know Palace have had a new manager and they've got a rebuild. They're not like us, but they've brought in 3-4 players, and we can't even bring in one centre half. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit of a concern to me about that.
I always say it. I say it, but then again, I said it with there was a while in my West Ham supporting life. I said trust in Pellegrini, and look how that turned out. But Moyes has really turned things around, in my opinion, on things. I don't know if any of you seen the Sky Sports article they've done on David Moyes, and then they've done the same version of it on Brendan Rodgers at Leicester, and they were basically speaking about, Moyes was talking about, yes, he wants to bring better into the squad, but he will not accept anything. He has to go for quantity. But then the opposite article in Leicester was about how they're so successful in the transfer market. So you've got one and the other. He identifies his target. He goes, I want that target, and I bring that target in as quickly as I possibly can. Like I heard you, Miles, saying, Jake, about, is it Vestergaard from Southampton potentially going to Leicester? Like they've identified a replacement very quickly. But I don't know what the situation is at West Ham. I'm intrigued. I would love to be a fly in the wall in those talks. I'd love to be a fly in the wall because it's.
But the thing what I like about Moyes is don't know how true this is, but Moyes wants to be involved in the negotiations as well. So I think this is where I think Daya said it as well. Is Moyes is playing Sullivan at his own game now. So he's going in there, finding out all the fees and everything. And Moyes has done that. He done that at Everton. That's why he had that relationship with Kenwright. He wants to manage everything. He goes to the games. He only trusts certain people. And Sullivan probably thought that he was going to turn over, but he hasn't. And in my opinion, that's why I love Moyes. And if players don't come in, he will walk by the 2nd of September. He'll be gone.
But to tell you something, though, see if you look at I was talking to Stell the other day, and Stell was saying about Dither and Dave, and I was like, it's fine you're saying Dither and Dave, but when we had an Everton fan on, Mike from Blue Boys Network, when he described Moyes at Everton, he was like, he works with a thin squad. There was several years we were crying out for players to come in, and Moyes didn't do it. Now, Moyes didn't leave Everton in a bad state. He went to Everton because Man United came a job that was going to be potentially, in theory, catapult him to the next stage. Obviously, it didn't work out, but it seems to be that he seems to work with a small squad, which coming to the Europa League makes me think that what's our intentions next season for the Europa League? Are we planning to really give it a go, or are we really going to embed the youth into something like that with a mixture of the first team? That's where I'm starting to think now. If we're not going to bring in, let's be brutally honest here. I still think we'll bring in 2, at least, but I think that might be it. I still don't think that's enough, which makes me think we're going to have to rely heavily on what we've got. Like you've seen yesterday, like Yarmolenko, he's getting his pictures taken in the strip. I know that means really nothing, but he's here to stay. Like I can't see any players going out the door. So,
I'll be honest with you. The moment we all saw that Antonio was number 9, that was when I knew a striker wasn't coming in. And like when you do your shirt numbers, if you're looking for a striker, a top striker at that, you'll take the number 9 shirt off anyone. I agree. It's frustrating, and we need more than 2 outfield players, mate. We need 5. Like we need 4 or 5. Your left back, striker, centre half. That's the name of a few. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where to go with this one with our owners at the minute. I really don't. I look at us and I see a light team, and we are 2 or 3 injuries away from a disaster. And what people keep forgetting also ain't just injuries we've got to worry about. We've got to worry about COVID and all. Because they do catch COVID, they're going to be out, have to isolate for 10 days. So yeah, it's not a good sign. The only thing I will say, just sort of leave it on a bit of a positive, is that we did sign Kufal late last year, we signed Ben Rama late last year, and we signed Dawson late last year. So the only thing I can think of what they might be doing is they might be seeing how the land lies with Abraham, Lingard and all that, and then go in and put bids in right at the last minute, so before they can get them out of their club. Because you think about it, if Tammy Abraham isn't going to go to Arsenal, isn't going to go to Rome, and West Ham come in with a bid to say, here you go, you can come and pay for us for on loan even, then it might be it'd be a great signing. But honestly, it's not good business sense if you're running a team in the start of the season you've only got one player.
So listen, sorry, Ant, but
no, sorry.
Like I said, there's still a long way to go. Like I know you're probably thinking, look at Andy, he's just trying to be positive. On Full Tremaine Transfer Deadline Show, like what Jake said, from 8 a.m. till 1 o'clock the following morning, I'm going to be live all day, giving every West Ham fan the news they want. Signings coming through. Be positive, like Jake's show as well, because I don't think we've reached the target yet.
That is the breaking news. You wanted 34 likes, Andy. You want 35. What's the next target, Anton? We've got 67
50.
watching. We're on 35.
50. 50.
50.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get 50
No, like I said, positive. Everyone's going to come on. Everyone's going to come on to the show that day, have their say, and we're going to be positive. And we are effing massive. Come on, be positive. Come on.
Do you know what the thing is? Do you know what the thing is? Like, I get that. Like James and everyone else. Everyone's a lover of Benrahma. I am as well. And I think when you see the link-up play between him and Fornals over the pre-season. I mean, Fornals. I mean, he's like that kind of. He goes under the radar, doesn't he? But he's becoming a massive fan favourite. What he's doing as a player is understanding the culture, the history of West Ham, and really embedding himself into the whole thing. He's out cycling yesterday with Mickey Antonio. He's like he says things like "all right, Gov," and he's Spanish. Like, I'm just like, this guy is like learning everything about what we want to see, but he gives everything on the park. We signed him as this trickster who was going to be great, and he's got so much grit and determination. He reminds me a little bit like a flary Gattuso. He's got a little bit more flair than what Gattuso does, but he's got that small.
He's got that aggression. He's like little Jack Russell, isn't it? Like little Jack
100%.
Russell. Yeah,
and I think Moyes is showing us that which contradicts us all wanting that number 9 striker. I don't think Moyes is a keen fan of an out and out striker. I think he wants the Lingards, the Bowens,
who goes there though, Anton? Who goes there if Antonio does go down?
I genuinely think it sounds like Moyes is going to take a risk in terms of not bringing in a 9 and playing a false 9 if he needs to. I think that's his way going forward, and I think it's a way that City play. It's a little bit like we're trying to copy City, but on the like they're Waitrose and we're Aldi's. Like, that's our version of it. I don't know. I'm just trying to use it as an example, but I don't know, mate. I do want us to bring players in. I'm starting to panic a little bit, but I'm not gonna.
We've got a fully fit squad at the moment. We've got a fully fit squad for Sunday. Obviously,
just about injuries, people are now saying, Bonner is training and he's got a fitness test today to determine whether he's going to be anywhere near being fit for Sunday. So that's maybe.
He's been training with the first team. He has been training with the first team for a little while, but I think I'm intrigued to see I'm worried about Augie, if I'm being honest with you, just because I know he's been fantastic, but it's his last year and he's picking up injury after injury, and I am concerned. And I know Italians, they get better as the older they get, but I think this is going to be a big season. I think people underestimate, not particularly you guys, but some people underestimate Dawson. I think he's going to be such a big player for West Ham this year because of his consistency. He is consistently decent.
Yeah. One thing that's just made me a smile though, West Ham have just put this, if I can bring it up. They've just put this picture up on Twitter. So caption this photo, and someone's put, "Can you believe we still haven't bought any outfield players?" That made me laugh.
I'll tell you what though, right, James may, but Masuaku could be key for us this year again. Going forward. Like,
I need to leave. Sorry, Dick.
Cheers, Anton.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I think he will, especially in Europe. That outlet, like, did you see him in the under-23s the other day? I know it's the under-23s level.
Yeah.
Apparently he was up there again, and I agree with everyone. He cannot defend, but as an outball going forward, and his delivery is quite up there. So I think he'll be good for us as well.
Let's just take a couple of comments, mate. Anthos says, surely even PAI are better than this. Better than this, lads. GSB are bringing us to a point where we want them out, no matter what. Cal says Gonzo was saying the same on his video. A possible fire sale from multiple clubs closer to the end of the transfer window. Maybe Moyes is waiting on this. Maybe he is. Who knows? Trev Chu says apparently we are currently in advanced stages advanced talks to sign Seema. Let's see where this goes. Yeah,
that'd be a great signing. Signing.
A couple of people have mentioned this in the chat today. I haven't seen the story, but that sounds good. That does sound good. Robert says,
What it is, he got knocked out, didn't he, Jay? They got knocked out of the Champions League.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think
I think if they would have been in the Champions League, we wouldn't have got him. If we do sign that man, that's a great signing, in my opinion. He's a right winger, but he can play as a striker. He's big, solid, powerful, fast. He's got everything. He's like a smaller version of Antonio, and he's only 20 years old, so he's got a sell-on value and all. He's great.
Right, so over a few people have just started to think Man United are now opening to offers for Jesse Lingard. That's sort of going on a lot on Twitter now.
Oh, what now? Yeah. I saw in the last couple of days, Man United Evening News have put that out. Couple of people have mentioned it. I hope it's true. I hope it happens. I can't see. James, I asked Andy the same question earlier. Why do people not want Jesse Lingard? Just why? Do you want Jesse Lingard?
I want him to play with Ben Rama, not one on the bench and one out. I want to see a frightening front four. It's a hit and miss one with me because obviously everyone knows that I've supported Ben Rama from the get-go. And people are seeing what Ben Rama is really all about now. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I've always known that this man is a talent. To improve the squad, I want us to sign Lingard, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's an improvement. Lingard can play anywhere along that front line, left, right, number 10. If you sign him for 20 million, it's a great signing.
Yeah. Somebody's just put on Twitter. I don't know how. What's the word? I've completely
reliable.
The word. That's the word. They said, despite already having a deal agreed, West Ham United have tabled a new offer for £16 million for Nikola Milenkovic, a fee that is only £1 million off the original price tag Fiorentina wanted. A deal could now be closed due to this bid. If that is true, it's from Core Sport. If that is true, £1 million is the difference. If we just put that extra £1 million, we've got a player.
Should we do a GoFundMe page?
We need $1 million.
Right, what we want, everyone in the super chat. Send those super chats in.
Yeah, we need $1 million. Not much, lads. Not much. 76 people watching. Smash that like button. We need 8 more likes to get Anton's like target. Let's smash it. Right, then let's take some more comments. Let's do this one here from Robert. I didn't realise it's been out for a long time. Robert says, Premier League has to be the priority. Europa League is a bonus. Who would have said at the beginning of the last season that we would have been playing in Europe? I agree. David, new name. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button as well. We've been in advanced... We have been in advanced negotiations with Milenkovic for 2 weeks, so I'd not hold your breath. We have been, to be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. Andrew says, I just heard that West Ham are in advanced talks to sign a cheque. Is that a cheque as in the piece of paper, or is it a cheque as in the...
Well, do you know the little thing, what you need to do a bank transfer? I think they may have lost it on purpose. That's why we're not buying anyone. You have to put the thing in to get the verification code. David Sullivan's probably lost it.
Probably. Let's scroll up and take some more comments. Ari Maswalker, don't tell Stowe. I agree with Andy. As an attacking option, could be very important, not as a fullback, wing back. As a winger, he's dangerous. And Fredericks as well for Europa League. I agree. Fredericks as well could be there. Dave says, Onuachu, Holzcheck and Sema all went out in the Champions League this week.
Yeah.
There you go. Ooh. Do they want some European football here?
Onuachu is ridiculous. He is ridiculous.
He's fast, isn't he?
Oh, mate. He is ridiculous. But like I said, I can see us buying a striker and Origi coming in on loan. I think Origi's coming in no matter what. And I think we will buy a striker.
David says,
if no deals are done, though, Andy, if no deals are done by Monday, right? Obviously, we've been linked with Origi and Milenkovic. Yeah. Wouldn't you get concerned then? Because it's dragging there. On Monday, we'll be in the start of the season, won't we?
My concern will be Friday the 27th. So four days before it shuts. That'll be my concern.
So that's the Europa League draw. That's the Europa League draw. Yeah.
That'll be my concern because if they're not there, if no one's in there by that, you sort of start hearing rumours. You try and keep it quiet, but you'll know how the window's going.
Trev Chu says, Jake, I thought you were going to say 76 people viewing, so that's only whatever that is, £13157.89 each on Super Chat. Milenkovic.
13,000. What's that? 13,000.
157 and 89 pence each.
Not much. 80 people watch now. Now that's slightly decreased how much each you've got to pay, and I'm joking. But I think we will leave it there. Then it's gonna be a fascinating couple of weeks in the world of West Ham. If you see me, if you're at the Newcastle game and the weekend, come and say hello. I'll have this microphone out of the stand. If you want to come and say hello on the Match Day vlog, come and say hello. If you don't want to be on the vlog, you can just come and say hello as well. Don't be shy. I'm small.
And Jake likes burgers, sweets.
Yeah, Jake likes burgers, Carlsberg, Stella, and anything else available. That's a joke. I drink Coke. I don't. To be honest, I don't even like Coke. But I just.
Are you looking forward to the journey though, Jake? Like
I'm not. That's the one thing. The one thing. And if we lose my phone, I can't deal with a certain Newcastle fan on my phone.
It's called aeroplane mode, Jake.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah, but I can't do aeroplane mode for the rest of my life. I'll still get it when we go back in September anyway. So,
like I said, everyone, stay positive. We're still a long way to go.
Adam Frankel, stay positive. Love your life.
yeah. And look out because Jake will be on. I'm guessing we're going to have a load of other people. Transfer deadline day show. You've heard it here first. 31st of August. Falls from mine all day. 8 till 1 in the morning.
Oh, Christ. Maybe just cut it off. Maybe that's a little bit. What's the word? Extravagant. Maybe just go to 1 minute past 12 because then you can go to bed. Then the window's over. Then, isn't it?
No, but deals can be still done as long as the paperwork's in. A deal can be completed. They get the extra hour.
So you don't want to end the stream at 1 minute past 12 without a signing, and then 2 minutes past 12 there's a signing after you've been on for 12 hours.
Oh, mate, that would be cruel, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It'll be a big one. It'll be a big signing like Abraham. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, imagine that. Do a 12-hour shift and then you just like go, I'm going to go to bed, and then wake up in the morning, you just sign Seamer or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no. Absolute scenes. Anyway, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks to Anton. Andy's been here the whole show. Andy, thank you very much indeed. And James as well. Come on, James. I know you're holding the phone, so you can go like that. Come on, you Lions.
Yeah, come on. Sign players.
We'll catch you in a bit. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Keep believing. We might have some signings coming in. Steve reckons Milenkovic and Origi are still coming in, and Ogbonna is fit. He's having no, I won't say that because he'll kill me. A fitness test he's having. He's having a fitness test whether he's going to be available for Sunday. I hope so we can get Diop out of the side. And yeah, coming on, people are going to absolutely slaughter me for that. I'd rather Diop and I'd rather Dawson and Ogbonna than Ogbonna and Diop. But anyway, we're rambling. Catch you in a bit. Come on, you guys. Here we go. Keep believing.
Take care.
Next time. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.